achieve 1% better than what you did yesterday. This is going to be today's title. No intro, no nothing like that. Let's get straight into the video, man. Achieve 1% better than what you did yesterday. What do I mean by this? Because some people might be confused by this. Because a lot of people have unrealistic targets. A lot of people have targets where they want to, let's say, get maybe a millionaire by this age, or they want to achieve this, get his career by this age, or they want to do it in a short time period, or they want to lose weight, or whatever it is. But I'm just here to tell you, man, like, this is the unrealistic approach you're going to get. Like, it's very, very unrealistic to you. And that's probably the reason why you struggle with your goals. That's why you probably give up too easily. You lack the discipline, you lack the motivation, and you question yourself. You're thinking, how am I going to get to this point? How am I going to get to this point? And what I mean by achieving 1% better than yesterday is that it's obviously improving from yesterday, but in a more margin. It's probably slim to none that you're even going to notice it. You know what I mean? You're barely going to notice the improvements or anything like that. But that's the whole point of being 1%, is because you're glad you get to that point where you're going to do. But today I just got a few points, guys. I got my notebook that. The reason why I think achieving 1% better than yesterday is probably the realistic, I think, for me personally, for what I'm doing in terms of my journey, making sure I can achieve on YouTube and just my personal development in general, and just for you guys, whatever you want to do in terms of your career, if you guys want to be a content creator as well, or whatever it is, basically. So the first thing I want to say is that a lot of people are too fixated in the past, and this is where a lot of things hold you back as well. A lot of things that hold you back is because you're too fixated in the past. We have to realize, guys, time just goes fly. Time flies. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it like I'm Drake. I'm not singing the song Time Flies by Drake. I'm not trying to do that. But the realistic thing is that time does fly. Like, as I said, like, you seen these 2016 memes, these memes going around on TikTok where, 2016 was 10 years ago. Bro, 2016, and if you guys are old enough, 2016 obviously was one of the best years. And how does this relate to this? I'm gonna explain it, guys, because you might be thinking I'm bypassing. But time does fly, because 2016, for me personally, felt like yesterday. I'm sure it's the same with you guys as well. And how this go around the past as well is that, what you guys did in 2016, 2018, 2020, 2022, 2024, it doesn't fucking matter. Whatever you guys have done, if you guys were a different person, you guys were, you just did bad habits, you used to be something else, whatever it is. Like, even for me, example, like, back when I was if we go back 10 years ago, I was going into year 7, I was a different person, man. I was literally a very different person. Like, I was kind of like, I'll be honest, I was a little more of a freshie, I'm not gonna lie. I was vulnerable, I was as a kid, and, going into the secondary school, you kind of have this inexperience, and you kind of just realize that, okay, cool, once you're older, you have to kind of pattern up a little bit. And obviously, you need something, you're not going to be mature and stuff, but that's an example I could give. And even like embarrassing stuff I've done in the past, or what embarrassing stuff you guys have done in the past, where you might be thinking, oh my God, I just made myself like a nuisance, or oh my God, like I've embarrassed myself in front of this person, or yeah, I did this or did this. It doesn't even matter, because no one cares. You know what I'm saying? No one actually cares, because everyone cares about today, the present, right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's probably holding you back, guys, from whatever you want to do, is because you're dwelling too much in the past. You just have to realize that your past is past. Like, your past doesn't define who you are today, and you just got to realize that instead of just using that same energy to dwell on the past, use that same energy to define your present and to define your future. You know what I mean? Because we live in this world now where a lot of people just kind of are too focused on the wrong things. Like, if you just switch that focus from the past onto the future, you're gonna more than likely see signs of you becoming a better person. There's more signs of you in terms of achieving your potential, whatever it is, and all that type of stuff as well. So that's literally the first point I want to say, is that, like, literally never dwell on your past. Never dwell on your past. Your past doesn't really matter. It's happened. It's gone. You're never gonna get that back. You're never gonna get that time back. It's gone. It's finito. It's never gonna come back ever again. And that's what I want to say for that. The second thing I want to say is that it's a realistic way of approaching it. Achieving 1% better than what you did yesterday is probably, for me personally, the realistic approach of having it. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm not gonna give you guys a sexy answer where you guys can achieve what you want to do in about a week. It's just not gonna happen, guys. Like, I've been through a lot of hope and coping, where I watched YouTube videos in the past where, if you do this, X, Y, and Z, then you're going to achieve this in about 2 weeks, or you're going to achieve this in a month. But in reality, you don't, and then it leads to disappointment. And I don't want to be these type of YouTubers that bullshit you guys. As I said, I'm always honest on this YouTube. Like, I just really want to kind of like express what I feel, because I think a lot of you guys are in the same position as me. I said, I'm no different to you guys. The only difference is that I'm just talking on the camera. I'm no difference to any of you guys that are struggling at the moment, or any young guy as well that's lost, or any young guy or anything like that that's probably, just finding a way or finding support and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, as I said, it's the realistic way of approaching, because it takes time to build what you want to do. You have to have patience. You actually have to have patience, like, because if you don't have that patience and you kind of just, instead of having that realistic thing, you want to do that 50%, want to get 50% or 100% better, then yeah, maybe you might have faster results. Like, I say this all the time, slow results leads to better problems, but I think fast results or fast money leads to big problems down the road. You know what I mean? Like, I can give you this scenario, right? Imagine there's me, right, or person A is achieving themselves 1% every single day, and person 2 is achieving maybe 20% or 30% or 50% every single day. And you might be thinking, okay, person 2 is doing better. But I'll tell you why person 2 is not doing better. Because let's be honest, the reason why I think person A is doing better is because person A, they're going through the trials and tribulations, they're going through the hardships, they're going through the struggle, the grind, what it takes in terms of achieving, what it takes to grind, and the actual mindset to build, because it's not a quick fix. Yeah, cool, maybe person 2's but is going quicker than person A at the moment, but in reality it's about the finish line, it's about the destination. And the person A, if we're going to person B, person B, they're not really, obviously they're having higher percentages and they're actually achieving better, but it's not realistic and it's not sustainable. And sustainability is the biggest factor I can say to you guys, and it's happened, and that's also how it is, because it makes sure that not only you achieve that goal or you achieve that potential, you can actually sustainably keep that. And I talked about this in my last Romz talks, where you got to build that foundation into making sure that you can be that person that you want to be. If you want to make sure you can get that career or get that goal that you want to do, because you don't only want to achieve something, you have to actually sustain it and actually give that value, because you have to be a valuable person. You know what I'm saying? If you're not valuable, no one's going to care about you, then you're just not going to be, you're going to be relevant to this world. I'll be honest, because in this world, you've got to provide value to some extent, whatever niche, whatever example it is in general. You just got to produce value for you to anyone, you know what I mean? And that's how you're going to become sustainable. And in order to produce that value, for me personally, you have to be sustainable, because you not only have to achieve that craft, you have to make sure you can actually keep that craft and you can actually teach people stuff. So that's what I'm saying in terms of that, because person A, going back to my analogies, like person A is building up to not only achieve that potential, is in building up in order to make sure that they can keep it forever for their lives. Compared to person B, yeah, they are building up to achieve the potential, but are they really doing it to sustain it? Or is it a quick fist to maybe get a bit of money or get a bit of clout or fame, whatever it is they're doing, and then fuck off? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm sure you guys haven't know that one person that maybe gets a high, whatever it is, could be a song they release, there's one hit wonders where they release a song, but then in reality they just disappear after a bit because they've got a bit of money or they're not sustainable. But compared to someone else that's a rapper that's built up over time, for a few years, they might have got some disappointment, but then in reality, over time, they actually not only achieve that potential, the record deals or whatever it is, they've actually sustainable. A lot of people kind of, remember them for that way. So that's the second point I want to say, is that it's a realistic approach of personally, for me, in my opinion, in order to achieve your potential, in order to making sure that, you graft and all that type of shit as well. And the third point I want to say is it kind of goes back to my second point too. It builds the foundation. It literally builds the foundation. Like, you have to look at this as in success. In success, and in order to achieve what you want to do, it's like a Lego set. It's like a thing where you have to build. It's going to take time to build. It's like a puzzle. You're building the foundations into becoming your new self. If you want to become a new person, if you don't want to become that person that everyone predicts or that person clowns you off, it's going to take time to build from your arm to your leg, not to your leg to your head. It's gonna take time to build, because it's not just gonna be something that's gonna happen quick, like, you know what I mean? Even to your old self didn't come just by chance. It took time to build that too. You have to realize it takes time to build anything, you know what I mean? So as I said, the time it took for you to build your old self, and you want to become a new person, it's going to take that same time, or maybe even longer, just depending on whatever you want to do, in order to make sure you do it. And the foundation is much more important. There's nothing without foundation, guys. I repeat, there's nothing without foundation. Going back to the basics, basics and foundation is the most important, underrated, boring answer I can give you guys, because it's the most important bit in terms of what you want to do. Because if you don't have that foundation there, you're hopeless. You are hopeless, because then once you get into that point where, you know, you might be struggling a little bit, that foundation could be there to making sure that you can actually get back on your feet and you can recover from whatever you've kind of done. Because there's going to be problems on the way too, guys. I'll probably add that in. There's going to be problems on the way. So in order to achieve those problems and solve those problems, you've got to have that foundation there to know that, okay, cool, I've been through this before, or this doesn't faze me, and I'm going to make sure that, you know what, I'm going to attack those problems and deal with it in a fashion. So that's the third one I want to say, is that the foundation is really important in order to making sure that you can build yourself. And the last big thing as well, is what I want to say, is that a lot of people, they aim to do more, as I said, and it goes back to my analogy where a lot of people rather wants to be that person B where, you know, they want to achieve 50% or they want to achieve that 40%, but in a quick fashion, because they think the quick thing's the best thing to do. And as I said, if you want to be that 1%, you got to do whatever, you got to do the things that not many people do. And part of it as well, as I said, is actually achieving that 1%, is making sure that you're 1% better than yesterday. Because as I said, a lot of people won't want to do that. A lot of people would rather just have that quick fix, that quick money coming in and then in the move. But then, you know, a lot of people are not patient. So that's the thing I want to say, guys, is that literally you got to make sure that you achieve 1% better than yesterday. As I said, you have to even have that mentality where tomorrow's not promised. Like people that die and stuff like that, the one thing they had in common is that they thought tomorrow was promised for them, but in reality it wasn't. It wasn't. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. And I don't want to make it too deep for you guys as well, but as I said, like, the thing that's guaranteed in this world is death. And I don't want to make it depressive, but unfortunately that's what it is. So do you either want to die with a purpose, or do you want to die just basically doing nothing and just being worthless in this world, man? And those are two options. There's no other third options. You either want to die achieving your potential, knowing that you're proud of yourself inside, you know what I mean, knowing that, okay, I've done my bit, it is what it is. Or B, you just want to be like, I had so much potential to do this, but I decided not to do it because I was lazy, and a multitude of reasons as well. So it's up to you guys what I want to do. I've already made my decision. I want to make sure that I can die, you know, making sure that people remember my name, and making sure that people know that I've achieved everything I need to do, and even helping people as well. That's what I want to live myself as Romz, you know what I'm saying? Entertainment and value, the main two things I do bring. Not only, as I said, I can always talk value, I can always talk actually being serious shit. We can also be entertainment, and we can also actually have a laugh, and also like kind of just, you know, as I said, just achieve what I want to do. Because I think that those two things, entertainment and value, you don't live that life, you know what I mean? Because I know you don't see these people in monk mode, they tell you, don't bother going out, don't live your life to the fullest, don't go on social events. But I'm the opposite of that. I think you could do both. I really think you can achieve your potential and be value, and go to, and need to do what you need to do, achieve that value, but also go out and also be social, have a social life as well, go out with your friends, experience memories, stuff like that. And those are the main two things that I said I want to bring to this channel, guys. So that's what I want to say, man. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Guys, I want to tell you guys something as well. There's going to be a special video. Well, I won't say special video, but there's going to be a video coming out soon. I won't tell you what it is, but something that's going to be very interesting. I might tell you guys soon as well, but stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. You know what to do. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do that good stuff. Any other videos you want me to do, drop it in the comments below. Do me a pleasure. I hope you guys got some value off that as well, because I think this is really important to get out my chest, because I feel like if I don't get this out my chest, I feel like I'm just keeping it for myself, and I want people to eat, man. I want people to have this value. I want these people to learn, you know what I mean? So that's it for me. I'll speak to you guys in a bit. Peace.